The best thing about old lovers is that they're used to each other. The hard part for old lovers is that you're used to each other. You've been through a lot together and have a lot to share, but new things become rarer and rarer. When you do something, the other person's reaction is somewhat predictable. A young Jung Eun Chai and Jun-ho Lee Dong-hee have been together for about 10 years. They've been dating since college and are now living together, so they must know a lot about each other. They both majored in art, but both seem to have given it up, probably due to practical issues. Jun-ho is studying for the civil service exam, and A-young is with him, helping him with life and finances. It seems like A-young was more recognized for her artistic talent and skills than Jun-ho, but she gave it up for Jun-ho. She loves Jun-ho and wants them to be together, even if it means sacrificing herself. She's now working as a real estate agent, which is completely unrelated to art. This is especially true when she meets a professor who seems to have a lot of respect for A-young's skills. Jun-ho, who's already failed several exams, seems to have a life of his own, much to A-young's dismay. Against her wishes, she takes a part-time job delivering food. Unlike Jun-ho, who is comfortable around other friends, A-young tries to hide it. She wants to at least show her boyfriend that she is studying hard. They live together and treat each other as if they have few expectations of each other. They try to treat each other the way they want to be treated, not the way they want to be treated. When you live together, you know everything about each other, so there's nothing to hide. It's surprising how many relationships break down over the smallest things. Little things are charming or cute when they're good, but over time, they change. You say it's a small thing, but it's an explosion of emotions that have been building up for a while. If it's a big thing, I think I'd rather understand it and think I can handle it. If it's a small thing, it's the fact that I can't stand it that makes it explode even more. In Maybe We Broke Up, I feel like Jun-ho is more helpless than A-young. He's been studying for the exam for years, but we never see him put any effort into it. It must have been frustrating for A-young to see that all the time, and she grew to dislike it. On the flip side, it's possible that Jun-ho is doing this because he's no longer studying with the intention of doing so. He's making sacrifices because A-young expects him to study and pass, so he has no choice but to do it. Even if he wanted to give up the exam and do something else, he can't do it in front of A-young's sacrifice. They have different expectations of each other, but they run on parallel lines and don't seem to be willing to talk about it. They had different ideas of what they wanted from each other, and that's what was driving them apart. In the movie, you don't really see them being that sad or struggling after the breakup. They had been together for so long that they had already prepared each other for it. They each meet new people and date, but they're pretty cool about it. Just like the title, it seems like they couldn't let go of their relationship because they couldn't let go of each other. Jung Eun Chai has a bit of a rich girl vibe, but in this movie, she's acting with a cleaner feel. Unfortunately, she doesn't have a signature movie yet, which could have been the case if this movie had been a hit. I don't think it's his will, but I think he should be more prolific and play different characters. Lee Dong-hee did a good job with his character, showing a bit of a goofy, white-knuckle feel and a serious side in the second half. As I watched their lives and how they lived, I became emotionally invested and understood their behavior. It would have been nice to see them talk to each other just a little bit more. This is especially true when they meet and talk to each other at the end of the movie. And they do it in a cool way, talking to each other as if nothing happened. It's like they just met each other and poured all their emotions into it.